Jim Connolly here, and I met you before, Minister, as part of the delegation on the campaign to save Moore Street. First of all, I think you should be commended for your efforts in relation to planning. Long overdue reform of the system is needed. I'm just wondering, I'm at a bit of a loss because, like our friend up there, I haven't yet read the legislation, but I'm just wondering, in relation to national monuments legislation, what your attitude is to the misuse of the consent clause. Now, I know you don't want to be drawn into discussing a particular case, but it doesn't preclude us from mentioning a particular case, and that is the Carlton Development Plan, where the city management, city planners and in Bord Pleanála astonishingly have approved an application to demolish part of a national monument. And it's left now, it's left in your lap. Unfairly in my view, because it's been left to you to decide on the basis of a misuse of the consent clause. I would have thought that the legislation per se on national monuments is to defend and preserve national monuments, and the consent clause is if I want to remove a doorknob, say from a door of a national monument, I need your consent. In this particular instance, of course, the applicant is applying for consent to demolish part of a national monument. So I would argue that that's a misuse of the Act. And I know that you had in mind some form of reform under national monuments legislation, and I wonder, had you in mind that a reform of that particular section of consent, which is open to being misused, and certainly in relation to the Carlton development, we would argue is being misused?
Well, as you know, Jimmy, that national monuments legislation is being entirely overhauled again because it was something I felt was outdated. And what I've done is consolidated all of the previous pieces of legislation. It is a very comprehensive piece, consolidated bill, which is almost ready to go. I hope we can bring it forward as quickly as possible. Bring it in quickly now. Publish it first stage. It's completely separate from the legislation that we're discussing tonight. But just to say that I am aware of, obviously, of the concerns. We have met. We have discussed it. I share those concerns, and I genuinely believe that protecting our heritage, which is what this legislation is about, is a priority, because it's, as I said, I was publishing a book last night about medieval Dublin as it happens now. So you're dealing with history much closer in 1916 and what happened there. But I do believe that you have to understand the link here between culture, heritage, and something like tourism, and that's why it's absolutely vital. We know from all the statistics coming in that people come to this country, and this is again a lot of things that they remark upon. They remark upon what they see as the way that we've spoiled our landscape through that planning. That is something that they do remark upon. And the other thing, on the positive side, they often say that they come to Ireland, obviously not for the weather, and that's what they come for heritage. Huge number. Be it, believe it or not, our national parks are huge. The amount of people that actually visit those, they're like a real gem, and a lot of Irish people don't even know that they exist. And likewise, if you go up to Newgrange or any of these sites, these are the people that come around and they want to visit those sites. So this national monuments legislation is extremely important, and I feel that during the boom years again, there were a number of mistakes made, huge mistakes, and I don't want to see us repeat those mistakes. So I would say to you that the issues that you've referred to will be addressed in that legislation, and I shouldn't really be talking about it because I know my MC doesn't want to talk about planning.